Now this is my first time with the Hasselblad actually out in the field. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's quick, as we can see here, the image quality is impeccable. And that's the main key to this bag. Let's go see how this digital bag handles being out the field. First day in the field, I can't wait for this. Let's check it out. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. My name is Shane Walls and I make a living as a fine art and nature photographer with my gallery base in Laguna Beach, California. And today I'm up in the beautiful Eastern Sierras with a storm rolling in, and I have a treat for you. This is the first day in the field with my brand new Hasselblad digital back, the CFV 100c. Now I got this digital back because it's got such a incredible, let's say it, dynamic range profile. 15 stops of dynamic range, it's 100 megapixel. It's an amazing digital back on paper. And I'm gonna compare it to, I've been shooting phase 1 my whole career. So it's got a tough hill to climb, but I'm very excited to be out here and testing it out here in nature and to see how good this digital back is. And I'm out in the field today with it connected to my ALPA 12TC camera with my prime Rotoscope lenses. Some of the best glass in the world. This will really show off the detail and clarity this digital back can capture. Follow along, let's go check it out. We got some hiking to do. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. So right off the bat, and I hope you can hear me over this creek noise, I found this spot and I want to get this shot quick before the weather changes. Right off the bat, I love how quickly it starts up. It takes about 10 seconds to start up, which is very good for a digital back, especially a 100 megapixel digital back. The problem I'm already noticing right away though is that processing system isn't as quick in the actual digital back itself. It's a little clunky going through the files and everything. And I'm really seeing it a lot when I'm zooming into images. You double click the back of the screen to check your focus. I get some gusts of wind here. I just want to make sure by 6-second exposure, the camera didn't move. It threw me for a little bit because it shows up fuzzy and it takes about 3, 4, 5 seconds to become crisp, depending on how detailed the image is. When you zoom in, it's all pixelated and blurry before it actually comes tack sharp. It's not that big a deal. Again, I'm nitpicking here. But that might be an issue when the sun's going down. You have to check your focus every once in a while. You're losing light. And if it takes a couple seconds for it to actually come into focus, it can't quite process that quickly enough. That will slow you down. Other than that, first thing off, it's great. I'm not a big fan of having to use the buttons. There's not as many swipes as I would like on this digital back, but that's just something I'm gonna have to get used to. Also, real quick too, focusing with this in live view, same kind of thing. If you go in 100%, I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I found it useful though. When I'm focusing at 100% on a detail, the color of it almost changes when I get it tack sharp. I gotta look more into that, but it's very interesting. Zooming in, I get almost a little bit of a color shift. I was doing a creek shot earlier, and I almost got a red shift. It's not showing up in the images because I have a color balance, but on live view, when you hit that perfect focus, you get that little tiny color shift and you're in perfect focus. I'll look more into that, but I found that very, very nice with this digital back. Little helper with the way of focus. Okay, sorry for the on-camera audio here. I just gotta do this quick before I forget. So plans have changed. I just got a weather alert on my Garmin that originally, as of 24 hours ago, today it was supposed to rain in the afternoon, pour rain, and tomorrow it was supposed to be partly cloudy and a little bit of scattered showers. That has completely changed. Now today it's gonna rain for a little bit, then clear up, partly cloudy for the rest of the day, and tomorrow it's gonna be pouring rain. So originally I was gonna film a little bit today, I'm gonna start raining, call it a day, and film everything tomorrow. not possible now. So we're heading back to the campsite, can pick up some more gear, get a chained, get a waterproof hat, and we'll continue filming this Hasselblad CFV 100c review. Thanks for sticking with me. I apologize. I do these on my own, as you can see. So here we go. We'll get right back to it. Okay, so here's the new plan. I'm right here at the Coldwater Creek campgrounds. I'm gonna take the Duck Pass Trail up to, I think I can get up to about Barney Lakes, and then I'm just gonna follow this ridge line back down. Because there's some more photo opportunities along the ridge line than on this trail. The trail will get me up there quickly, and we have exactly 6 hours and 12 minutes till sunset. So hopefully we can get something along these lines. That'll be a pretty picture. Test out the Hasselblad camera. As of weather sealing, how good is the weather sealing on this digital back? Questions have been asked, and I'll admit I'm one of those people. When I first got this camera, it didn't look that weatherproofed, but I've had it out now for the last half hour. It's raining pretty good here. I haven't had any issues taking it in and out of my bag. Now, when you're shooting in this kind of weather, the most important thing is keeping your lens dry, the front of your lens, as well as to the back of the digital screen so you can see the histogram. So no matter what, I'm gonna have plastic over it. So either way, I'm not too worried about it. I think this is just fine, and I'll let you know if anything happens from me taking the camera away from the bag, putting it into my backpack, if anything happens. But I think it's weatherproofing on this camera. I think it will be fine for what I need, and being out in the field like this, no issue so far at least. So it appears to be clearing up a little bit. I mean, this is Eastern Sierras. You never know what the weather's gonna do. But I think we're gonna keep going, get to Barney, start making our way down, test out this camera, and I'm sure, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some good shots. So the weather is definitely clearing. I got blue sky overhead, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pack up all my gear. I'm not really gonna film much. I'm just gonna get up to Lake Barney as fast as I can. I guarantee you, after looking up the canyon there now, it's blue sky up there, so it's gonna be sunny and warm. So I'm just gonna book it there. So after following that ridge line, I was able to get on top of that rock cropping. It was nice, beautiful view, like everywhere around here. But it wasn't quite balanced enough. You had everything going on the right side, and the lake was a little bit too small on the left to really balance out the image. So I just moved down a little bit farther. Now I have the lake in the foreground. The blue just pops, grabs your attentions with the red of the mountains in the back. So I think this is giving me my shot for the day. As the clouds go through the sky, it's giving me beautiful shadow light on the lake, making the blues and reds pop that much more. Now the Hasselblad, I have my 35mm roadstock lens on, so I'm getting a pretty wide view. I'm just really trying to show that lake, so I'm getting a nice reflection, taking advantage of the blue. And I'm really impressed so far with the Hasselblad. It's nice and easy to use. Pop it on, turn on, you're ready to go. Speaking of quickness to set up, I really like how this takes one cord just to plug into the digital back and flash in, and then connects to my Copal lens, and it's right there. One cord and you're done and you're ready to go. And even though this is my first time out with this camera set up, the Hasselblad digital back, I very much enjoy that it has storage, built-in storage, 1 TB of storage in the actual digital back, as well as a Type B flash card. Now, as a landscape field photographer, I'm out in the wilderness quite often. I always hate having my data, my image captures in one spot, in the camera. I like having it in 2 spots. With this setup, it's so nice because I can just get multiple cards, and every night I can just leave one, leave that locked up in the camper van, what have you. And instead before, it's the worst thing after hiking for 15 hours to come back and have to download to your laptop to have your data in 2 different spots. This is so nice. You just pop out the card, keep it, again, lock it up somewhere, pop in a new card, you're set. The information on the digital back still is backup, and I have the other images locked up somewhere. So that's a nice peace of mind that this digital back offers. What I don't like about when the digital back goes to sleep, there's only one button that wakes it back up. It's not just any key.
To start, press any key. Where's the any key? I see ESC, Catarl, and Pigup. There doesn't seem to be any key.
You have to actually press the on-off button to wake up the digital back. I wish you can just push any button or even touch the back of the screen. It'd make things a little easier because I have already only played with it for an hour. I pushed the on-off to wake up the screen. I actually pushed it for too long. It just turned off the camera. So then I had to stop, turn it back on, wait that 15 or 20 seconds, and then start shooting it again. So that's a little frustrating. What I'm finding so impressive here, let me turn around so the microphone's shielded from the wind. The touchscreen on the back of this is amazing. It's so responsive, just one little click and just a little slide. It's limited on how much you can slide and what menus you can access with it without pushing a button, but still it's really nice to go to live view, boom, right there, flip through the images. It's very, very responsive. I'm very impressed with that so far. Well, sorry, shield from the wind again, sorry. Storm's coming in. As well as to the brightness, and a very angry chipmunk is now right over there. The brightness I can get, it's very much improved than it was from the previous generation of this digital back. And I dare say it's even a little bit better than the Phase 1, the older Phase 1, the IQ 150, which I own. It's a little bit better. And I mean, I wouldn't say in direct sunlight. It's 5 minutes past 5, the sun's going down, it's behind a little bit of cloud cover, but I can turn this all the way up and see it no problem, see everything, the histogram, everything I need to see is very visible with the brightness of this screen, and you have a lot of access from dark to light. That is very helpful when you're shooting a mirrorless camera, when the only thing you have to look at is the back of the screen. So that's very nice how they did that with this digital back. I'm impressed with that as well. So what I'm going to do, since the lake is my foreground, I want to create a little bit of depth and dimension like I have in the rest of the shot that the clouds are creating. So I'm using my polarizer and my gradient filter to create a little bit of darkness in the front of the lake, just to, again, add to the depth and the dynamic of this lake. So after a long day of hiking and a little bit of shooting, these are my first impressions on actually shooting this camera. I very much enjoyed it. It's quick. It's somewhat intuitive just to get what you need done. That being said though, and I'll be the first to admit, when I come up first time with the camera, if I'm testing it out, I don't read the manual. I just make sure I know it's on raw. I know the basics.
I like to experience with first use how easy or difficult the menu layout is on the fly.
This menu layout, and again, I'm used to another camera system, Phase 1, so that could be part of my problem. I couldn't figure out how to look at the library just so I can show a bunch of pictures and pick one. I can only find one way of going through it. So if you know how to do that, put it in the comments. I'll read the manual tonight or tomorrow to figure that out. But also too, if I could set the buttons, because I don't want to sound like I'm beating up this camera. I'm not. I'm nitpicking here. But it was a little frustrating for me today, manually going through the menu and setting it up exactly how I want. I know a lot of digital backs now, cameras, you can set each button to do what you want to do. And the way I shoot, I like to look at my histogram real quick, back, photograph, histogram. This, I gotta press the circle button 3 or 4 times to get it to show up on the bottom. Like it'll show me the color histogram. I just want my histogram. And I have to push the button a few times to get to it. I love just a quick swipe and see the histogram and then swipe it away. So if you know how to do that, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, this was terrific. Battery life, I think was actually pretty good. I used 40% of the battery today. I only took about 50 shots, and that's double what I would have done, but I'm testing this out. So I did a lot of overexposed, a lot of underexposed, and just see how much dynamic range I can pull back in post. Normally I would have taken 25 because they have filters on front. Would have been good. But with all that and playing a lot on the digital back, I only used 40% of it, of going through the menus, trying to figure stuff out. The screen was on a lot, and I only used 40%. So these batteries, I'll give them a pass. I was a little nervous when I was playing with it in the studio. I took 5 or 6 shots and it was already down to 90%. But as long as you're just going through your workflow, the batteries seem to handle pretty well. So the real test to this is its image quality. Let's head down to the campsite. I'm gonna sit here, enjoy the sunset for a little bit longer. Head down, have some of Kentucky's best, put this on the computer and really see the powerhouse, what this digital back is all about. I can live with a few little naggles here and there in the software. It really comes down to image quality for me. So that's what we'll see. Let's head down to the campsite and check out this image quality. Good morning. I apologize for any background noise. We are back at the campsite and I'm looking at the files here. And thanks to the magic of editing, you've already seen the final shot. So I'm just going through Hasselblad's focus program and I've played with it a little bit and it seems to be fine for just minor tweaks to the image, which that's really all you need. You should be doing 95, 98% of your capture in camera anyway. So focus, it's no Capture One in the way of organization, but you can, bring the curves a little bit down. You can color correct. It's totally fine for that. So, okay, so from the Hasselblad 100 megapixel digital back, the CFV 100c. Wow, this is pretty impressive. You can just see how sharp everything, wow, that is pretty remarkable. And the color looks really good too. The ones you're looking at right now on the screen, these are just out of Hasselblad's focus program. These are processed RAWs. Process these out as Photoshop files, 16-bit color. So now we're looking at them in Photoshop and you can see, look, I mean, the color is gorgeous. The natural color this digital back captures. Plus, I mean, you're really seeing the 15 stops of dynamic range. This is a beautiful, beautiful image file. Absolutely. Wow. I'm very impressed. First time I've really looked at one in close. Very, very impressive. Okay, so for the little nitpicky things I said about this camera, that all really goes away. I'll learn how to use the menus. I'll get used to the functionality of this digital back. This is really where the rubber meets the road. This image file is gorgeous. This is a great, great digital back, and I'm very much looking forward to using it in the future here, especially with my ALPA camera system. That is very impressive. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like what you saw, hit subscribe, give this video a like. It really helps out this small channel. And we'll see you next time out in the fields with the Hasselblad camera. We'll be doing some other stuff. I'm not sure what's next. We got some travels coming up, but I'm making sure to bring this camera along. I'm very impressed with this camera. Thanks again for watching. Cheers.